Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Hey Ashton, how you doing? So this is gonna be that shipping show thing. My other glasses are so scratched up I couldn't see out of them anymore, so I put these on. Doesn't that sound like fun? Figure why not? They certainly cost me a bundle. I might as well get my money's worth out of them. Eh? Hey Tortuga, you're here. How late did you stay on? Uh, you see me running a minute or two late here because I was like, I don't even have my music on yet. Let's see, what can we do here? Yes, wearing clothes is good. At least you only got to see the top of my head last night. Oh, God. Okay, somebody tagged me. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, somebody tagged me in Tortuga's show last night. And, midnight, that's not too bad. Um, and my phone, for whatever reason, sent me the message. I don't know why, but and I just listened for a few minutes, and I had to put my 2 cents worth in there, going live to talk about some shipping for a minute. And what I should have done was turned my phone off and continued to close my eyes to go to sleep. I mean, that's why I'm running 5 minutes late this morning. So yeah, fun, huh? And the music, where is the music? Let's see. Search. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Right. No, you only know the half of it, Tortuga. I fixed a I fixed a bearing in my wife's minivan yesterday, and it needs tires yet. And then I started to get a rod noise out of mine. So trying to get to back to two cars, and now I'm apparently back down to one. I just need to be here. What can I say? So let's see. All right. Hello. Can you guys hear my music this morning? Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't have any leftover parts. There was none of that, thank God. But yeah, does that go? One step forward, two steps back. Isn't that the story of life? Anybody have any shipping questions this morning? This is a sponsored Gibby show. Um, we really, uh, we got a bunch of stuff in there in case anybody wants to do a sponsor. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to help you whether you sponsor or not, because that's just me. We all do better when we all do better. But at some point in time, Mystery Deals has to remember to try and do a little better too. And yeah, anyway, that's what I know. So, do we have any shipping questions in here this morning? This other. For those of you that don't know what I like to do, these flat rate boxes, especially when you're starting out, are your friend because They keep you from getting too screwed. Morning, Pav. You got a couple of gift cards to pick up. We're going to be in and out today having some car problems I might have to try and fix. But the phone number should be on the pickup information. Give me a call, but not while I'm in the show, preferably, and we'll figure out a time. Pray. Just a second. I'll grab some. If you don't want to order, if you're a small seller and you don't want to order a bunch of boxes, thrifting. Yeah, I can't see what that says. Is that I don't thrift infinity? I can't tell what that says. Anyway, that's good if you're going to do all flat rate boxes. You can change it if you have it set for flat rate boxes. You can change it to regular priority for 1 to 5 pounds if you need to. When in editing, if it doesn't fit, as long as it's not over 5 pounds. If it's over 5 pounds, then it's going to be a ground advantage. And that gets to this box. So I can get this box for $1.09 at Walmart, 15 by 12 by 10. $1.09 at Walmart. Fit a lot of crap in here that doesn't fit in the other boxes, and it usually doesn't cost you a small fortune. There's also one size smaller that works for a lot of stuff too. That's what I do to save myself when something goes wrong. I do try and make sure I have my accurate measurements and my accurate weights on everything, because God forbid, I would be mortified if somebody gets postage due from me. Oh, I would feel terrible. Yeah, whatnot. If you send them a message, they'll pony up the money. But how many times can you keep, screwing around doing stupid shit like that versus just doing it right to begin with? Do the measurements, do the weight, ship the shit. Sell it. Everybody's happy. Make sure you pack it to travel. Make sure you pack it to travel. If you have glassware and you wrap it up really nice, that's great. But you got to put padding on the top and the bottom too. I got another person that I was helping that we're going to have a chat because I got my box and 2 things were not in the condition they were supposed to be in. And I'm not going to ding that person's reviews at all over it, because we all do better when we all do better. And it's a learning process. So my job as a customer is also to help my seller, find out what did they do different, what could they do different to make it better next time. Now, if the seller doesn't want to know and they want to just say, well, screw you and move along, well, that's a different story. But if they are interested in doing better, all on the same team here. We all do better when we all do better. So that's how that's going to go. But it was the damn bread and butter pickles that broke. Oh, I was just mouth-watering when the box showed up. Shit. What can I say? But let's see. Tortuga, your question was, what if it's weird shaped stuff that don't fit? There's several different size boxes you can get at Walmart or Menards if you have a Menards. I think Home Depot has some. You can also order them on Uline or Amazon. They're probably going to be cheaper on Amazon than Uline. My experience, anyway. My mouth guard's making my jaw change shape. Sorry. Do we have any other shipping questions? I have these little guys here. I'm trying to remember where I got these. I think these were also Walmart. Little side loaders from Walmart. 9 by 3 by 12. They're not very expensive if you got something odd shaped. And there's also this is a medium flat rate box. And this one is medium flat rate as well. So on a medium flat rates, there's 2 different styles. 2 different styles of box on medium flat rate. Top loading and side loading. And those all ship for $9.21. If on a flat rate, if it fits, it ships at $9.21. As long as you use, so if it's a priority label, yes. If you order a box, priority boxes from the post office that come for free must ship priority. So if it goes over 5 pounds and you have priority turned on for over 5 pounds, it'll still give you a priority label, and that will be an expensive label. If it's over 5 pounds priority, it's going to be an expensive label. Um, this this large flat rate box right here, the normal price for this on the post office is $24 or something for the holiday season, 23 for the regular season. Um, this box, if you ship in the large mailing box, not flat rate, this thing goes up exponentially um, when it's over 5 pounds, because then you're outside of Whatnot's contract. So you want to be really careful with that. I set my over 5 pounds to ground, and then I use custom profiles for under 5 pounds, or I mean for flat rate boxes, so that I can control how many items go in the box. That way, I don't end up with too much that don't fit. And if it's an accident and it doesn't work, then I switch it to the ground box. If it's over, if it doesn't fit in the flat rate and it goes over 5 pounds, I switch to the ground box because I have ground set up for over 5 pounds. Any more questions about shipping? And there also are, let me see here. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody knows what's going down. I'll pin the Duncans. There's 3 different buy it nows in there for sponsor giveys if anybody's interested. But would not make a mistake and says you can fit 7 of those items in the box. You can only fit 4. What happens? Tortuga, are you talking about using smart bundling, or are you talking about using a custom profile? There's a big difference. Smart bundling is where when you make the listing, you just choose the weight. Smart bundling, yeah, then you're screwed. That's why I don't use it very much. If you use smart bundling, it only knows the weight. It does not know the dimensions. So if they're huge, now you're screwed. And then you're not fitting in that box. Then you're going to this box to try and save yourself. And hopefully you have ground over 5 pounds turned on. And most of the time that works, but not always. Hey, Wilson, good morning. Wilson, I just sent you some stuff, didn't I? On the show that I did those backpacks and stuff. Can't remember. I thought I just sent you something. Too tired to sleep. It's en route. Yeah, there's a story there. I discovered that I accidentally sent one of the backpacks to the wrong place. It wasn't to you, but if you got something in there that's not right, will you send me a message so I can try and sort it out? I have a new person that's working in the store with me to do Whatnot, and we may have had a little error with a couple of numbers, but I'll get it right just in case. I thought I'd tell you as soon as you're there. That apply. I told Tortuga last night too. Yeah, we do the best we can, but at least I'm on top of it. I found a mistake and I'm telling people about it. So in case it comes out to be a bigger mistake, I'm ready. Oh yeah, I'm sure it will arrive. You're a little further away than the other ones. The one that I found out was in error just goes down to Elgin, Minnesota, or close to Elgin. Not it's one of Med City's employees bought some stuff. It's Becky who mods in here, and it's like, oh no. I think she's going live this morning. I'm not sure. I didn't look at who was doing what because I had enough trouble getting my own ass in here because I was dumb and I was on Tortuga's show last night when I was supposed to be sleeping. That secret to surviving, what to throw away. Yeah, right. Best that you can hope for is to die free. Brushed on a cigarette, fading off to sleep. See how I'm far I'm behind Tortuga? It took me all this time to figure out you didn't have the mod symbol yet. Did it show up on your end, Tortuga? Yay! Oh, you can hear my music. I thought about turning on my Amazon music because there I can do a whole Neil Diamond album. Those are always fun. Oh, there's a fly in there. Gonna be inside. Know when to run. What do we have for shipping questions? More? In a situation like yours, the sending a mistaken item, what do they do? Do you just send a new item? Comes out of your pocket. So in the case where I'm selling GM stuff where I don't have another one, if both parties are amicable to helping, I just send each party a label and say, hey, ship that. That's the best way to do it. I know Becky won't have a problem shipping, but I don't know who's got the other one yet. So it might be 3 items, but it might just be 2. But that's what I've done in the past. I just sent a shipping label because, most of us are fairly conscientious on here and want to be helpful. And there's always those couple that don't, and they turn in a claim to whatnot, and there's nothing you can do about it. There goes the claim, and ta-da. But we try. If I have another one, I would just send it. Oh, I just realized one of my shelves is lopsided. All I had to do to see that I had a lopsided shelf was take my glasses off. When I could see, I couldn't tell it was lopsided. Do you suppose maybe it's not really lopsided and I just can't tell because my glasses are off? Oh, Tortuga, next time I do that, tell me to shut up and go to sleep. Oh my God. Uh, anyhow, a little bit of new seller support and old seller support too. Everybody gets baked on shipping once in a while. I also have these big gray poly bags, and I also have some 24 by 24 poly bags. Keep in mind, you still have to check the weights and measurements on them. Right? Well, that happens when you co-host. So a lot of people got a message that are on my friends list that said I was co-hosting with you. So it just took some of them a minute to get there. So I'm glad you got a lot more people in there. That was kind of cool. Sing a song of song. Here's some Neil Diamond. Mm. 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 Shipping, and more shipping, or any other kinds of crazy questions I can try and answer. My last couple of shows, I did smart bundling. Um, Keep in mind that I'm on UPS beta, so if it gets really screwy, I can ship on UPS, and that's something that only a limited number of people have at the moment. I don't know if they're going to roll it out. I really hope they roll it out as an option for everybody. But in my smart bundling when I was doing general merchandise, I didn't do too bad. I would have had one box that would have cost me about, I don't know, 24, about 23, 24 extra dollars. But because it's on UPS, it was a lot less than that. So I still had to pay some out of pocket, but it was a lot less. Um, I can tell you that if you run one of those Amazon mystery boxes through the post office, uh, even on Ground Advantage, it's probably going to cost you an extra 40 some dollars because the app doesn't necessarily understand the dimensions. Once you get over 1 cubic foot, you're charged dimensional weight and or regular weight. Yeah, it's crazy. I had one on smart bundling that was over 600 ounces, and this is a long time ago, way back in the beginning, a year ago. It was just crazy. Um, but I learned, and then I used to do a lot of hardware stuff. I'm working on getting some more of that. I don't know how it's going to go yet, but on the hardware stuff, I uh, what did I do? I used to use those big boxes and they weighed like 40, 50 pounds. Hey, Joy Enterprise, thank you for that raid. So this is a sponsored Givey show, but we did get a raid. So I will do a Starbucks card if I can find them. They're in my list somewhere, guys, I promise. Here we go, Starbucks. I'm gonna do a Starbucks card. This is on us. I don't know where they are. They're here somewhere in my desk. Thank you for that raid. Um, we're looking for anybody has questions with shipping or any other new seller questions on whatnot I can try and answer for you. Please ask. So what's your situation? You use a standardized box size. Um, I try and do things so they fit in the large flat rate box. And I recommend that if you're a new seller, because it's a lot safer. You don't have to worry about the risk if you use a custom profile. Like you bought from me enough to know that when I'm doing clothes, I'll usually do like between 6 and 8 pieces in one of those boxes if they're adult clothes. Um, if they're kids' clothes, I can get 10 to 15 in there, depending. Um, so I advocate using custom profiles and flat rate wherever possible. The other boxes are there to get you out of trouble in case, like, say you accidentally sell a winter coat as one of your 7 items. Now they're not all fitting. So you got to have a way out. That's where the Walmart 15 by 12 by 10 comes in, because you can fit more in there, and odds are you're not going to get as cooked on shipping. It might even give it to you for one of your allowances if you haven't used them for the week. Posters in frames or they roll up? Um, hold on. Okay, I don't know how the hell to pronounce that. Eda Brenna Joe. Um, let me give me just a second. Thrift and Light, when you say new posters, good morning, Tim. Vacuum sealer. Fuck. You're hilarious. That's 3, 2, 1 final bid, by the way, guys. Yes, a vacuum sealer. Anyway, um, thrift. When I asked if sealed rolled up. Okay, so how wide are they when they're in a roll? Are they, because there's actual tube mailers that you can get priority, and you can fit like probably 3 or 4 posters in those tube mailers. You can order them from the post office. Now I need to go back to this other question here. Use large flat rate box, custom profile setting, use Walmart 15 by 12 by 20. So I say use a large flat rate box, and that is your custom profile setting, is the large flat rate. And if the items don't fit, you can use the 15 by 12 by 10, or there's one other one in between there. It's a little different shape that you can use so that if it doesn't fit, then when you edit your shipment, you just change it to that box under editing in the shipping tab, and that will help you not get totally cooked, because occasionally it happens. Occasionally it happens. I do have some of those boxes for posters. I just don't have them out right now. They're out in my storage container out back, and that's 40 foot by 9.5 foot tall and almost full, and the forklift lives in there, so it's hard to get at those right now. So I can't show you. Sorry. Um, and if you have, if you have specific profiles, you're welcome to, you can send me a screenshot or whatever. I can try and take a look for it. Can try and take a look at it and see if I think you've got it right. I'm not the end all. I'm not selling what you're selling. You're not selling what I'm selling. So that has a big, a big factor in there too. For the clothing, which I sell a lot of, well, sometimes, it works out really well to do what you call it. The flat rate with a max quantity of 7 for standard normal, a mix of tops and bottoms. Kids clothes, you can do flat rate and probably fit a dozen to 15 in there. So Wilson, I did have a storefront. There's a front here, but here, I'll show you guys. Um, it's all covered up and it doesn't say anything outside. And I do not generally keep the door unlocked. At Thrifty, you got that $5 Starbucks coming your way. I do not generally keep the door unlocked. I let people give me a ring when they want to do their local pickup. Um, my storefront that I had in the shopping center, it fizzled. They opened a Goodwill in the same shopping center, and it's a very small strip mall, and it pretty much killed my discount retail business. So, yeah, shit happens. Tortuga, I don't know if you can only correct it on a laptop or a PC, because I only use a laptop or a PC for shipping. So I have no way to answer that question. I'm not going to ship from my phone. It's just not worth it for me. I can tell you that if you have a tablet, you can use your browser on a tablet. That works. Like my iPad, I ship from that because I can open the actual browser on there and log into whatnot on the browser. That works. Um, and yes, you can edit them. But once you make a mistake, you're limited as to what you can do for editing on that. And it costs you. Not always, sometimes. I am not a fan of generate all labels. There's a button when you get done going and you go into shipping, it says generate all labels. That can be dangerous because if something doesn't fit, now you get all the labels done, then you have other issues. And if you forget to change the label to what it should be, somebody could get postage due. That would be bad. It's work. It really is a job, and we do the best we can with it. If you're selling enough that you can hire a shipping person, do that, and just be prepared when you do that to know that you're going to have a person or an item or two that goes where it doesn't belong, and then you say what I said a little bit ago. Surprise! Wrong package coming your way, and then you fix it. That's all you can do. Tortuga, that person that was having all those questions last night, I don't see in here this morning. I wonder if maybe they had to work. Listen to the music. Oh, hey, I see somebody I was looking for. Good morning, April. How are you? So you guys, just for context, April and I spent some time on the phone yesterday working on her profiles and things. And I suggested that she try and make those make up those custom profiles and then come up with a list of questions and show up this morning if she has a list. And there she is. Did you come up with a couple of questions? And told them if they couldn't make it to message you. Yep, that's a good thing, Tortuga. Okay, April, did you want to co-host for a few minutes? And you guys this is a sponsored Givey show. Don't be shy. Feel free to show a little love to Mystery Deals. Okay, let's do this. All right. Invite to co-host. Confirm. No. Let's turn the music down.
Good morning.
Oh, look, you've got a better signal. You're sitting outside.
I do. I'm standing outside.
So, how are you?
So tired. Um, I am still a little confused about the poly mailers. Um,
Polymers.
right.
Yay.
Or the padded envelopes.
I've
Do the
got some of
things
those too.
do those have to be rigid?
No, they're going ground, but they're going to be over a quarter inch thick.
Okay.
Their dimensions. So at the post office, they have a little plastic guide, and it has to fit inside the and not fit in the little guide. If it fits in the little guide, it has to be rigid.
Okay. All
So
right. So
and
I could take, the little eyeballs on a loop that you put over your finger to make your hand a puppet.
okay, I believe you.
Um, well, they're like the eyeball parts are like shooter marbles.
Oh, they're big eyeballs.
Yeah. You put the loop under your finger and then you make your hand talk.
Okay.
Um, so I could put those in a padded envelope and like a small padded envelope and they'd be fine.
They should be. It should be thicker than a quarter inch. As long as you're comfortable with the padding in there, the bubbles, that it's going to be enough to protect them, then yeah, that should work.
Yeah, if they're not sending it through rollers, it'll be fine.
Right. It's got to be over a quarter inch thick.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Over a quarter inch thick. And we were talking about things over 5 pounds. I do have one thing that without packaging, it's a trench coat, uh, comes up to just barely a hair below 5 pounds.
So it's going to go over in a box, right?
Probably.
So if you fold it up, will it fit in a large flat rate box?
Yes.
Okay. So if it were me selling it, and I've sold lots of them, I would also make one custom profile, and I'd put like make a custom profile for something called single label shipment, or bundle shipment, or something of that nature. Call it
Okay.
something you'll remember, and set it as one item in the box. Make sure you put
Right.
max quantity one, and then when you just a second, two chefs, I'll get to you. When you go to sell the big trench coat like that, have a separate item for a single label item, and then that's what you sell the trench coat under, and choose
Oh,
that profile. Then you get if
oh,
they're buying that big trench coat, they're paying 9.21 for shipping.
fantastic.
Yep, I do it all the time. I had some great big Sherpa Gap Sherpa jackets that I got from Sam's. Those were a pain in the ass. I sold a lot of them, but you know,
I can.
yeah, they were fun. They keep asking me for a manifest at the post office. How do I do that? Well, you tell them that you feel really bad that they want the scan sheet. You can give them a scan sheet, but if you read the terms of service on Whatnot, you will discover that a scan sheet does not constitute a scan on the box, and therefore Whatnot does not consider that shipped. So each box is entitled to have a scan, and you need your scan, because the terms of service are pretty clear. Scan sheets are nice, but they don't constitute a scan. If you trust your post office that they're actually going to scan it when you're not looking, and you want to do a scan sheet, you have to ship all of your items on this from the same show on the same day. And once you're done completing your shipping, you can open that sidebar up, after close everything out, open the show back up, or open the shipping tab back up, open the sidebar, and it'll say print scan sheet. It will only work on the day that you printed the labels, and they all have to be done for the whole show together. And then you take all your boxes to the post office with your scan sheet, and you let them scan it. And then you pray to God they don't miss any of the boxes. Because if they do, then it didn't get scanned and it was never dropped off.
So that's why some of my packages will say nothing except that the label was created and they'll say nothing until it shows up at my door magically.
Yes, sometimes that does happen. It does, and it's a wing and a prayer because if it doesn't show up at your door, and some customers are here that are power customers. They come in, they go out, they come in, they go out. They just buy some shit and go in with their show. They're looking at their tracking, and if they don't see that it's moving, they're already bitching, right off of Jump Street.
Right.
You want to make sure you get the scan at the post office. Um, on the days that I have 150 boxes, I get to go
Uh-huh.
to the back door of the post office, and they open up the roll up door. I open up my vehicle, and they come out with a handheld scanner, and every item gets a beep. If it does not get a beep, then they have to rescan it. And then once they get all the beeps, they give me a total of how many were scanned when they push send. I don't get a paper receipt for that one, but that's okay because I physically saw it scan. Nope, the kiosk doesn't
Right.
count, Tortuga. Kiosk does not count. Goliath used it when he was, well, it was a long story, but he used it and he got lucky. But if you read the terms of service, it doesn't count. And if you ask at the postal counter, they'll tell you the same thing. Anybody can go scan a barcode at that kiosk and not put a box in. So it doesn't count. An actual postal
So,
employee has to scan the product.
hmm. So I shouldn't use the thing where they pick it up.
And you can let them pick it up, just don't give them a scan sheet. The mail carrier has a handheld. Click beep, 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 box for box. I have the postmaster comes to my store when if I have like 30 boxes and I don't have time, I schedule a pickup. The postmaster herself comes here sometimes because they're very short and she
Yeah.
scans every single box.
Wow.
Yep. Good morning, web woman. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you're entitled to a scan. And listen, it's not our rules for the scan. That's the Postal Service rules. The U.S. Post Office, their own terms of service say you are entitled to a scan for every package you bring in. So, hey, I need my scan. Oh, we're really busy. Well, I'm sorry, but I could just come back in, with 5 items every minute, or I could bring 10 people with me with 5 items. Just scan the stuff. It's your job. It's not my job. Call the postmaster or call the postal inspector's office and go, hey, they're refusing my scans and I've got stuff not getting delivered. What do I do?
Oh, that would be terrible.
It would. That's happened
Okay.
to me.
I have babies waiting for me. I have to run.
Okay. Say
Thank
something so I can. Here, let me see if I can mute you. You might have to say something. Oh, I found it. Bye.
Bye bye. See you later.
Whoops, hold on. I pushed the wrong button. Remove co-host. There we go. I almost booted her from the show. Well, that would have been terrible. That would another thing that would mortify me. Somebody shared. Thank you for sharing. Kelly Uptown. Kelly Uptown, you're not in Uptown Minneapolis, are you? This is a sponsored givey show, meaning um, we're not putting a whole lot of money into this because we're providing some service. So if anybody would so be inclined, feel free to buy something for me to give away. It gives a little to me, a little to that person, and it gives you a little shout out during the show. Thrifton, it says I've looked and the priority mail ground advantage tube boxes for my posters. So no, the priority mail tubes are not ground. You don't use them for ground advantage. You can use them for express or priority. They fold two different directions. One way for priority, they fold them the other direction for express. Do not use a ground advantage label on a U.S. Postal Service priority labeled packaging. It must be a priority label. Mm. If it's ground advantage, you're gonna have to buy that tube somewhere else. And Walmart might sell some. I don't generally do posters, so I'm not sure. Mm. Kelly, I saw that. Thank you. Just curious. Where was everybody from that's out here today? What have we got about? Excuse me. It's like 11 people in here. Cool. Florida, nice. Connecticut. I'm in Virginia, Minnesota, Michigan. Cool. Illinois, Tortuga, Chicago. Yeah, Illinois is a big place. Hmm. Tortuga, have you gone over to Moose's place yet and met him in person? Springfield, Missouri. Cool. I remember Missouri, the show me state. Drill sergeant, ask you a question and then tell you you're in Missouri, it's the show me state. And then you do push ups for a while. Sugar White Sand, Alabama coast. Yes. Virginia, Minnesota here, for those that didn't hear it, way up north. Somewhere's around an hour from the Canadian border, I guess. A little over an hour. Any more shipping questions going on? Anybody have any or other questions about how to set anything up? I'll give it my best. Any idea on why my shipping labels print the size of a thumbnail? All my settings are correct. It's driving me crazy trying to fix it. Are you printing on a label printer or a uh, regular printer, Kelly? Spooky, you got some work to do. Oh, cool. That's cool, Tortuga. Buma. Yeah, I'd like to visit both Buma and Musa. I haven't done that yet. And I have a sister just outside of Chicago. She's in New Lenox, and I should probably go visit her once in a while too, huh? It's a lot of work getting this whatnot up and running. Um, Kelly, are you using a label printer? Well, so it goes through Shippo, but when you create the label, then you choose the label printer up on the top of the dealio, and it has customizable options in there for your printer itself, and then that's what you choose to send it to. What's the name? I'm almost afraid to ask this because not all label printers are created equal, but um, I mean, I just choose my label printer. Did you have the label printer properly installed with its drivers and everything? What's the brand of your label printer? Oh, yeah, Tortuga, I know. They're only a little ways over. Just you want to go in Moose's neighborhood, probably in daylight, though. I don't know where Adamus is. Well, Kelly, if you want to send me a message when you're by your printer, I mean, I and your computer. If you're on an iPhone, we can try and FaceTime. I can try and help you with it. Are you do use your computer for shipping, right, Kelly? Yeah. Okay. Because yeah, if you were using the phone for shipping, I couldn't help you. I have no friggin' idea on that. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? But Kelly, it's probably some silly little toggle switch that got missed. We'll see if we can find it. When you when you uh when you choose your printer, there's on the print form that comes up, the print screen that comes up, there's a place down on the bottom that says custom, and you can set the size of your label in there, and that could be the problem. I know when I'm using my UPS beta, every once in a while, stamps.com or Shippo will pick the wrong choice for me. That's always fun. And then I just print it on the label printer or the laser printer and tape the damn thing on the box and send it out. I don't have patience for that. This is a sponsored seller support kind of show into the community section. If anybody has any questions, I will try and give you an answer. Hopefully, help you figure out some shipping stuff. If you have any other questions, and there are some sponsored giveys in the buy it now as well. Mm. Everybody in here should know to be following. Hey, Tortuga, can you pin up Goliath Gala? Everybody should be following Goliath Gala. If you're not, get in there and check out the Goliath Raiders. You just never know what's going to happen next on that. He's been doing some raids called Get Cooked, where they're very fast. You go in, they do like 4 different sale items and see if they got cooked or not. It's kind of fun. Just something to generate community and uh, keep people getting to know each other, and gives people an idea what people are selling and their personality. What's the issue on my shipping where I got cooked? Um, when I use smart bundling, for my show Tuesday, smart bundling did not separate things in a fashion that allowed them to fit in a box that we like. So I just went by weight, and I have, um, here, I'll give you a show. So I put in the weight for the pots and pans, and for whatever reason, the app is not capable of understanding the geometric differences. When we got some cast iron, it's a little wider. Getting that, getting that in a 1 cubic foot box doesn't fit. So if you don't have, if you don't have custom profiles turned on to dial in the shipping and charge the proper amount, you're going to end up paying some of that shipping. In my case, I'm on UPS beta, so I'm able to use some different packaging on a different shipping format. Then didn't cost me a whole lot. If I had had to send that through the post office that way, I probably would have spent about another $48 on a couple of my customers, which that would have been more than some of them paid. So we really want to be careful um, with smart bundling, because sometimes it's not smart. And I believe if you watch the information on whatnot, I think it still tells you they suggest doing custom profiles, which is what I do, especially when you're new. It's much safer to the dial in the shipping to what you know works, and flat rate works really good. I can fit the one of those pans. I think I can fit in the side load box, but you definitely, it's a good idea to use custom profiles. Once you've got a handle on it, or you're selling for a whole pile of money and you don't mind spending more on shipping, that's all great. But you want to get that right first. Oh yeah, absolutely, Tortuga. Oh, you guys. So sometimes I'll use my tablet and I'll change profiles in my tablet. I'll change them around to show people stuff. And then I'll go start a damn show and I forget to change it back. And then I cook myself. I laugh about that sometimes too. You print them right on your computer. And my is the way I like to get those cards the best. Show you. Hold on a second. They come out looking like this. Once you fold them, you print them right on your laser printer. I can't. This one's a 10, so I'll cover the code. So there's a code under the dollar amount, and that's all they need. Print it and ship it. Um, and if you want, I mean, you can run to Walmart, or I don't know about Walmart, but Target. I think they sell gift cards too. You can buy them that way. Um, if you do a physical gift card, I suggest, well, even those gift cards, always take a picture before you ship it. Put the label or the packing slip and the gift card and take the picture. That way, if it does not end up where it's supposed to be, you have a copy. You can just email them a copy and they can put it on their app. Always take a picture. If you're using a physical gift card, scratch the little bar off and take a picture of a whole set of numbers. That kind of protects you and the customer. They don't lose their money and you don't have to pay double if it doesn't get where it's supposed to be. Shipping questions. Do we have any more of those? Into a dream they come to share. They come into America. America. To America. How are we all doing this morning? Almost an hour in, and I've got 10 people in here. Wow. I think on community, I don't think it lets you boost the show. I'm not sure. But it does let you share. Shipping, and more shipping. Any other questions about new seller support that I can try and answer? The I see. Get on. How are we doing? Thank you for sharing, Web Woman. Oh, gotta crack it. There we go. Hope there's no chiropractors in the screen to yell at me. Can you customize your shipping or do a flat rate shipping customized? Does it separate the boxes for each category like all smalls only in? Yeah, so custom profiles will not combine themselves. So it's the one caveat. It's best to sell all the things that fit in each profile together. So you do all your smalls, all your mediums, all your larges in order, because a profile for medium will not combine with a profile for large. The same, just as smart bundling does not understand dimensional weight, neither does custom profiles. Where custom profiles help you is that you understand the dimensional weight so you can set the maximum number of items that go in the box. And there's instructions you can see to set the weight of the first item. If somebody only buys one item, it may, even with a custom profile, it may go ground because it's under a pound. Boy, I got the yawns this morning. Holy crap. There's also, I got it right here. There's also these small mailing boxes that are 7x7x6, I think. Hang on a little bit. Yeah, 7x7x6. This is not a flat rate box, but sometimes you can use it if the customer has paid $9.21, or if you want to use one of your allowances and stick something in there. That works too. Wow, I can't get rid of these yawns. Maybe a drink of water would be helpful, eh? It's a sign of dehydration, and I've got water sitting right in front of me, and I wasn't drinking it. Hey, Mama, welcome in. Any more? Oh, here's the question. Yay. Does the first 5 pounds automatically build up 5 pounds based on entered weight before charging more? Well, if you're using smart bundling, that's the theory. The problem with theory is it doesn't always work in practice. And if it hits 5 pounds, if it goes over 5 pounds, then you have a potential issue. So don't forget to set the first item a little bit more than what it weighs to allow for the packaging material. But in smart bundling, that is the theory. It is in theory it goes to 5 pounds and charges more another label. I use custom profiles, which are suggested in the app because sometimes smart bundling doesn't work real well. Morning, Jake Klum. Hmm. Oh, Jake, hey, I have somebody new in the shop helping with shipping. So if anything's screwed up in your box, please get a hold of me and we'll see if we can get it fixed. I found at least one little issue. Wasn't yours specifically, I don't think. That's another thing. Let your customers know what's going on. If you have something go screwy, send them a message. Say, hey, this is what happened. Help me fix it. Everybody, we all do better when we all do better. If we help each other make it straight, can only get better. um, as far as Bama Big Dog, my shows that I did the last couple of days, I did smart bundling, and as a rule, they did not create new labels. I have it set for ground over 5 pounds. I suppose if you set it for priority over 5 pounds, I don't know how that would work. I'm afraid to try that. Yeah, I'm the new person. Fuck. No. Jamie's back. She used to work in our retail store, and she's also a cosplayer on another app. She does a lot of. She's really good with makeup. Holy crap! And she's getting herself geared up to start doing more on Whatnot. She might be wandering in here shortly. Let's see if I'll tag her and see if she. Let's see. Hold it. Wim Scully, that's Jamie. She's our soon to be host. Right now, she's doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. She's trying to figure out the numbering system that works best for her. Do we have any more shipping questions? Did I miss anything? Mhm. Yep, Bama Big Dog. The reason that that's beneficial is because they have custom profiles probably. So like I have a profile that says light clothes. I could fit about 7 or 8 items in here if it's adult clothes. So I try and sell all the light clothes in a row. That way, um, it keeps things straight. And then when I do a light the medium clothes, I can fit 2 to 3 in a box. So then I'll do all my mediums, and then I go to my single label stuff. That's the way I do it. You can also use this Walmart box here if you're a small seller and you don't want to order a bunch on Amazon or Uline. 15 by 12 by 10. That'll get you out of trouble if you accidentally have too much to stick in the box. And then that'll probably go ground advantage. When I set up my shipping, I set up first class letter mail for gift cards. And then 1 to 5 pounds, I set priority. And then over 5 pounds, I set ground advantage. And that's the way I run my shows. And then I do custom profiles for most of the things. Like I said, the last 2 shows I didn't, but that's because I'm selling all kinds of crazy stuff all over the board. And it was just easier to run it on smart bundling. And I didn't get hurt too bad. But also, when I'm using smart bundling, or if I'm doing reduced shipping, I adjust the start price of my items to make sure that I actually am making, charging enough money to cover the cost of the item and the cost of shipping. I'm not a fan of buck and go. A lot of people like that, but it's really kind of risky. And I'm not here for risk. I'm here to build. So I have to take that focus and direct it towards, hey, I've got a quality product. I'm giving a great price. It's also got to get shipped. It all has to get factored in. It's still going to be cheaper than going to Walmart in most cases. And we're building community with it too. So that's kind of cool. Bama Big Dog, what kind of stuff are you going to be selling? Don't forget, if it's got a battery in it, you got to check the box, lithium ion. It's got a lithium ion battery. It has to go ground. You cannot ship batteries priority. They must go ground. There is a toggle switch to choose ground, and you cannot use a priority box when you use ground. So keep that in mind for if you do things with batteries. Me, I put them under other sports cards, and then I choose 0 to 1 ounce on the smart bundling profile. I do not make a profile for gift cards. All the items they snipe us on. That's funny, Tortuga. Bama Big Dog, I noticed it says do you guys have a retail store? Or do you just I just took a brief look at your profile. I didn't want to read the whole thing while I'm trying to pay attention here. Any more shipping questions? Yeah. So I closed mine here a couple months ago. Got it almost empty. There's still a few things left in there. Med City Liquidation closed theirs before they started on Whatnot. They're at 160,000 plus sales, and I'm at 17,000 plus sales. I guess I should have closed the retail store sooner, eh? They're also running 3 streams a day, but they didn't have a retail store to babysit. They were able to focus more on just Whatnot. They also have more people down there. So, oof. Any more shipping questions or new seller questions I can try and answer for you guys? Right? Meyer. Any more shipping questions out there? Got a little temptations going on here. Well, unfortunately, really. Oh, glad you're still here. Any chance for a replacement heart, or are you just kind of going with the flow and planning your exit? I don't know how else to say it. I'm really sorry to hear that, but obviously you're doing something right. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Mm-mm-mm. That's never good. Mm-mm-mm. Well, especially not knowing what you got, but knowing it might be close. Make the best of it. Those memories for your family are very important. Memories for your family are very important. Any more shipping questions? Oh heavens, Tortuga! Didn't you have a lung cancer? The only thing I know for sure about any kind of cancer is get all the added sugars out of your diet. Mm-mm. Hmm. Shipping, shipping, and more shipping. Oh, I didn't hear about those. So, like a tumor, but like a benign tumor, but that won't stop growing. Huh. Wow. Well, I hope you get to where you can qualify. So, this this 12, 15 by 12 by 10 is bigger than, I mean, it's a little bit bigger than the 1 cubic foot, but I've had good luck with it, especially if I still have if I still have adjustments. You get 5 adjustments per week for free as long as they're within a certain dollar amount and size. So that's what I use to fix things when they go a little bit screwy. Yes, you are. I like to say that in the morning. I'm on the right side of the dirt. And we're very thankful that you're on the right side of the dirt with us. Yes. I suppose eventually we all become topsoil, right? I'm not in a hurry to check it out, though. Shipping, shipping, and more shipping. What do we have for shipping questions? Any more questions about shipping? It's kind of a new seller support. What shipping to pick for smaller beauty items? Well, one, if they're flammable, they have to go ground. And there's a setting for that in the beauty category when you're doing your shipping. Um, but if it's not flammable, you can use a medium flat rate box about that size and make a custom profile. And then in your custom profile, you can set the maximum number of items to put in there. Yeah, so a ground label, simple way. If it says priority, US priority, if it says priority anywhere on the box, you cannot use a ground label. You can use a ground label on this. You can use the ground label on this. You can use the ground label on this. You can use the ground label on these black ones. But you cannot use a ground label if it says priority on it. And don't use bubble mailers from the priority post office as packing material. That's not allowed either. That's a really bad idea. Buy your bubble wrap or go to some local businesses and get all their recycled bubble wrap packing supplies you can get for free. But mm, but Ash, as far as the what to pick for smaller beauty items, you have to, weigh your items. I'm assuming they're going to go ground probably. You can still get up to 5 pounds for 921 on ground. It's just that there probably some flammable stuff mixed in there, is my guess. So make your custom profile and set the weights accordingly. Mm. Yep. And after you go through and you read some of it, read some of the information that Whatnot has on there. It's easier to read it on a computer and watch the videos. Uh, you're welcome to send me a message about the custom profiles. I can take a look at what you've made and see based on what I've done in the past and see how that looks. I have no problem with that. But you want to try and have it as close to safe as possible, especially for your first few shows. Once you have some shipping under your belt, it's a different story. Then you can play around a little bit. Any more shipping questions? Mhm. Oh, oh goodness. Ah. Any more shipping? Hmm. I would have to say big kitchen appliances. I mean, I just ended up putting a label on the box. As far as the hardest thing to pack to ship, electric motors that weighed 75 pounds. Those are hard to pack and ship, but I got it done. They were sold under custom profiles, so I made a profile for the weight of the motor and the dimensions of the box, so that the customer paid the proper shipping. And those are expensive enough items where uh, people who need them know what they've got, they know what they're getting, they don't mind paying the shipping. They're going to pay the shipping no matter where they get it. And if they get the motor for a little less from me, now they're saving pretty good. So electric motors, that's the heavy one. And then what else do I have that's screwy? Those window flags that you put on your car for sports teams, those don't fit in a box for shit. The best way I found to ship those was in the tube that I was talking about earlier for whoever was looking for poster shipping. Those are a pain in the butt. Well, I would say we are down to hello, the green flamingo. So we have a faded flamingo and now we have a green flamingo. Welcome in. You have any shipping questions? Are you selling or thinking about selling? Wow. I'm guessing that's a no. Yes, there we go. Yeah, you and everybody else, and it's a good thing to be worried about. Um, take a peek here. I'm just going into your profile thing here. So, do you have custom profiles set up for those bags? So it's just shipping one bag for one fee. How many fit in a? Well, let's see. There's how much do they weigh? How many can you fit in a box? So before Sunday, you can if you can fit one in a flat rate box, that would be a custom. Do a single label. They're paying $9.21 for shipping. If they weigh less than 5 pounds for a pair, and you can fold them and put them in the large mailing box, that one there, then you can fit two in there and make your custom profile for two in an envelope. You mean like this? In a poly mailer? Are these really tiny backpacks? I don't see those fitting two in a padded. I don't see those fitting two in there. I've shipped a lot of shit. Folded with no damage. Okay. I mean, if you can fit them in there, if you can fit two in there, then do your custom profile for two. But I mean, you can get the so the. Are you talking about a priority mail padded envelope? USPS priority mail padded envelope? Yeah. Okay. Um, and you could also fit two of them. Then you could probably fit two of them in a medium flat rate, right? And you could probably fit three or four of them in a large flat rate, right? Yeah. So, my 2 cents worth is if you think you're going to have people buying more, um, get your large flat rate box. Find how many fit in that box. Okay. And set your custom profile for that number of items, disregarding the weight. Just make the first one weigh a pound and make each one weigh a pound after, but then set the maximum number per box on your custom profile for that number that fits in that box comfortably. Then, if somebody buys less, use the smaller package. Still going to be able to, you're still going to be able to edit the shipment. And you're welcome to give me a call if you need to go through it when you're trying to ship it. 8 days a week vintage. Yeah, I feel like I'm on my eighth day this week already. Hmm. But Green Flamingo, did you catch that? That way, if you've got a customer that wants to buy, 5 backpacks and they'll all fit, but they don't want to pay shipping 3 times. Well, shit, now you paid one shipping for 921 and you send them all 5 backpacks. I'm more apt to keep buying in a show when I see free shipping. So that means that once they've paid 921, it can go all the way up to that large flat rate box for however many fits, and they see free shipping after the first item for the next 4 or 5 items, whatever fits. That's how you maximize on your shipping. You're most welcome. And I did bookmark your show. I'm not positive that I'll be there, but I'll try. Um, do you only have 10 items for your first show, or are you going to change this and make it a little different? The Green Flamingo, you're still there? Okay. So when you do it like this with pre-bids and you number them out, it's a good idea to put a picture of the bag that goes with each number. If you're gonna just do the 24 bags, then just make one of these with quantity 24, and then it just say as displayed on the screen, and give each one a number as you're selling it. Much simpler that way. Earrings, so you'll make another profile for that. Um, I'll tell you, Green Flamingo. How to set that up. All right. So I will tell you that if I were selling those hemp backpacks and they're about a pound each, um, is that a pound with packaging material, or is that a pound by itself? By itself. So I would set the weight for it for each one at probably, I don't know, 20 ounces, because that way you're not going to overdo you're not going to get cooked on the packaging material. Because once it goes over 5 pounds, including the box, if it's not a flat rate box, you're paying for it, or a bag. So, like, if you're, I don't know how to explain it. I would set it for like 20 ounces for the first one, for sure, just to be safe. And then I might even use smart bundling on yours if you're going to do earrings, which are very light, and just those bags. Choose the 1 to 2 pounds on smart bundling. You'll probably be okay. Um, yeah, and so that's what I would do if I were going to if the only thing I'm selling is the earrings and the bags. I would probably do the smart bundling just to see how it goes. And you only have 24 bags. Worst case scenario, the same person buys all 24 and you go get one of those big Walmart boxes that I showed, and you'll probably be all right. But if you do look like you're getting cooked, do not push save or print on any of those labels until after we talk. Get a hold of me first. Because sometimes there's ways to
work around it to make it cost you less if you are going to get stuck paying. I got no problem trying to help because we really all do better when we all do better. And yeah, that's the way it has to be. We have to all realize that we all do better when we all do better. We should all be helping each other out. Yep. Any more shipping questions? Hmm. 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 All right. Well, seeing no more questions, I think we're gonna go right out of here. Unless we have more questions before I get that done. I'm gonna send everybody. Oh wait, is using the ground for things with batteries and a lot more expensive than say a standard ground USPS advantage. Ground advantage is ground advantage is ground advantage. If it has battery, they don't charge you extra on the batteries deal. It just depends on the weight as to whether it would have fit in flat rate. But up to 5 pounds, it's still 921, even on ground advantage. Just make sure you don't send lithium ion batteries in priority. Bad juju. And there's toggle switches to choose to pick that option that it has the batteries. You are most welcome for the help. We are going to select and run to Med City, you guys. Have a great day, everyone.